Hey Terrifics, welcome back to your official live continuing coverage of PhotoPlus 2015 at the Jacob K. Javits Center in New York City. I'm Michael Artis, you are the Terrifics and you make BeTerrific special. We are so excited to be presenting you with live official PhotoPlus Expo coverage here. It's an amazing show, 250 vendors, you've got 21,000 people joining us every single day at the Javits Center to find out about photography, to learn about photography, and to find out about the latest tech. It's a spectacular show. You've been watching for the last few days and learning a lot, and we love that. You guys can reach out to us on all social media at BeTerrific TV, and of course you can send us an email, connect@beterrific.com. We love your feedback, keep the positive feedback coming. I've got two very special guests here. These two are from PhotoPlus. This is Lauren Wendell and John McGeary. You guys saw the vision. We've basically been talking for a year, and you saw the vision about bringing BeTerrific in and doing this and being able to see that, you know, not everybody can make it to PhotoPlus Expo, but we'd like to get the messages of PhotoPlus Expo out to them. We'd like to have the vendors have further reach, and we'd like some of the education to get across. I think I'm happy with it so far. I think we've been able to do that, but I have been thanking you guys all week, but I want to thank you while you're on set for seeing that vision, for understanding it, and for helping us all achieve it.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here. One of the big things about PhotoPlus is education, photography education. There are a lot of panels, there are a lot of workshops, a lot of seminars, and you have a lot of really accomplished photographers that come in and do that. They talk about lighting, they talk about all sorts of things. But one of the things I'm most impressed about is you also talk about business, how to run the business, how to do SEO and market the business, and all sorts of other things, because I think a lot of times in photography, what happens is that the artist, or the creator is an artist, and they don't necessarily focus on the business aspects, which then makes it harder to grow the business.
That's true, and the business of photography is constantly changing, and so every year, you know, and social media has exploded as a way to market yourself. So every year, that information changes, and so it's just very relevant to come back and hear from your peers how they do it.
I love that we get to learn from these amazing photographers too, because, I mean, just the other day we had a photographer from National Geographic in this very seat, and he started taking pictures on set here, and I didn't just let him take pictures. He saw something he liked, which was my bald head, believe it or not. I don't know why. He was like, your head is beautiful, I love it.
Great pictures.
Yeah, and so I said, okay, what are you doing? And he took like 7 or 8 pictures. The first one he didn't like. I made him explain why he didn't like it. And so on, because I didn't want the audience to not learn from that experience. And he also, it was very interesting to have him on and talk about what he looks for and how he shoots. So I think that that's so important that you guys have seminars, so, you know, people who are hobbyists, people who are amateurs, people who are avid photographers, who want to be professionals, who are professionals, can come here and learn.
And I think today is Saturday, and today the program, which I believe is about over 30 seminars, is very much for the prosumer, or the person who really loves photography. So today, you know, we have seminars on travel, how to take better travel pictures, on national park photography, how to go to a national park and take beautiful images. We have many seminars on how to take better portraits, you know, so that, you know, a person who just loves photography can take better pictures of their family. The keynote today, which is very exciting, is by Jimmy Chin. It's called At the Summit. And Jimmy Chin is a filmmaker and a photographer who just came out with a film called Maru. And so that should be of interest to anybody who loves photography.
Wow, that's spectacular.
If I can add to that, you know, one more segment that we've added for today's show is we have a drone seminar from 12 to 3 o'clock. So if you haven't noticed, you know, the big trend in drones, we've got over 3,000 square feet of drone companies on the show floor. So that's been a major trend for photographers, and something really creative to add to their portfolio of what they do in terms of aerial photography.
Well,
so it's been really exciting for the show and the industry.
I love that, and I would actually love to get a chance to see that. I just spoke at the FAA convention a couple days ago, and I moderated a panel between the FAA, one of the major drone manufacturers, and the lobbying body, and it's a very interesting situation what's going on with if you want to use it for fun as a hobbyist photographer, or if you want to do it to make money.
Yeah.
But it is a great space. It's a lot of fun, and that's going to be a very interesting seminar. And again, that's a very topical, very needed thing right now. A lot of great information will get to people.
Yeah, for example, I met with a real estate photographer who just, she typically just takes pictures of homes, the inside and the outside, but she just bought a drone so that she could take an aerial view of properties that are, that have a lot of acreage, and you could show the beauty of the landscape. So it's brought that to a totally new dimension.
Well, people think of it as like, oh, we want to show off the tennis court, the swimming pool, and the 3 acres. But on the other hand, even some small homes, when you can get above them and show the land and the property lines, you can actually show, you can make them look more beautiful and present better. So I think that's very interesting. It takes like a whole year to set this up, right?
It does.
You guys are going to start planning as soon as this ends?
We get about a month off, and then we begin again. And we begin again thinking about what the themes are from this last show, what was successful, what wasn't. This year we made a big push to bring in younger photographers, and as well as people who just love photography.
I think that's phenomenal. I think that's really, really great. How do you look at and say, okay, drones are an emerging market. How do we go find, I know some of the drone companies probably came to you, but how do we go find those? And how do you look into the future to say, okay, what's going to be popular 12 months from now? And we've got to go after some of those potential vendors so that we're sure that they're here.
Yeah, there's no secret to that. I mean, what we do is we try and find out all the players in the market, and we just talk to them about what markets they're looking after, and we just let them know like the tremendous marketplace that we have here and the photographers that we bring in. So it's the potential of our market. In terms of going out and finding new vendors, we have a team that a lot of people find us, but we have a team that goes out and finds them as well.
And I would like to add one thing. We're also, our group is called the PhotoPlus Group, so we're also editorial magazines. Our magazines are Photo District News and Rangefinder. So we have a staff of editors and technical editors who are constantly writing about what's going on in the market. So we're really industry experts, not just a trade show company, but really a brand that is very familiar with the industry.
Right, and it's so true. I think you said it very well. What I love about this event is that it's really about paying it forward. It's really about looking out for the guy who's coming behind you, and I think the vendors get on board with that, which is amazing. And they bring in some amazing photographers, and they bring in amazing speakers.
They do.
And they push the boundaries as well, which is following from your lead. But they also do giveaways, and some spectacular giveaways. Most people wouldn't have a chance to buy a $10,000 Leica camera.
Which I would like to,
But today there's a giveaway for a
is.
$10,000 Leica Safari camera, and anybody who attends could walk away with this camera, which is spectacular.
So I would like to say that the Jimmy Chin Beyond the Summit keynote is in the keynote room down by the seminar area, and that's sponsored by Canon. And following that at 1:30 is the Leica Safari giveaway. So at 1:30 we'll be giving away a $10,000 camera, which is very exciting, and to anybody that comes.
Absolutely.
So it's everybody who's out there should really pay attention to coming here on Saturday.
And while there's all this gear that is amazing and can help you push the boundaries, giving somebody who's a photographer an opportunity to have a camera like that, and they really can further their career and their business and their industry, or their hobby if a hobbyist wins it. One thing I love that you guys do is there are a lot of industry shows in general that are industry only, but the fact that you open it up to the public and you let them come in and you say, okay, if you're into photography, there are plenty of ways you can register and come in and see the stuff firsthand, get your hands on it, but also learn. To me, that's spectacular. What went into making that decision and making sure that the public knows about this and can come?
But really, I think there's so many people in everyday life who just love photography and take wonderful, wonderful pictures. And we've found that through our contests, our amateur contests, that some of the imagery that comes in is just, particularly like in the travel area, is equally as strong. And I think most people, like, when you go to a doctor's office, doctors are really a prime example of people who own very expensive equipment that are very technical, that oftentimes are really good photographers. And so
they just happen to not be making money at it.
Yeah.
It's an amazing hobby.
Sure.
And the exhibitors
I
here,
love photography.
So do I.
The manufacturers and exhibitors here really appreciate that. Just because they're not making money at it, they really like to see people who know what they're talking about and can ask really good questions about the equipment.
And focus on one-upping themselves, on making themselves better, on getting better lighting, on getting better equipment, on making their images better, on learning Photoshop or other programs.
I mean, you look at this latest phenomena, this person that found this collection of Vivian Mare photography, she was a nanny, and her imagery now is worth a fortune. I mean, there's just so many people who are not, because to be a professional photographer, you have to be good at many things, including marketing.
Right.
Well, that's what I was getting at before when I said about that's
and
why
managing a business.
Right, that's why I was saying before, it's
Right.
nice that you offer those seminars as well.
And there are a lot of people that aren't good at that, but they love photography and are very good photographers.
I love that you guys also, DSLR, the DSLRs kind of spurred the filmmaking movement into this space. So this is the largest photo and imaging show in North America and quickly becoming a cinema show as well. Not forgetting its photography roots by any means, but you have companies like Atomos and Blackmagic here, and also Canon and Nikon and Sony and Olympus showing off their video capabilities, as well as Panasonic, showing off their video capabilities and their filmmaking capabilities, and I think that's wonderful. It's a trend in the industry, and you guys are on top of it, in addition to the fact that photographers many times are being asked to do double duty.
Exactly, exactly.
Right.
It's all about increasing the portfolio of the photographer. We're giving them an opportunity to say to their clients, hey, you know what? I'm a great photographer, but I can also do film for you as well, so that's our goal.
Yeah.
I think it's terrific, and I love what's going on. Also, printing has been a big focus this year.
Yes.
It's not just
Very
about
much so.
having these images on a hard drive and sharing them in the cloud. It's about having them forever, being able to display them on your wall, and I think that we sometimes forget that these days, that you should have art, and this is art. And we've also seen some technological advances with that. We saw a company that had a huge digital wireless photo frame here that looked like an amazing photograph to hang on your wall, and you could wirelessly update it with your photo.
Yeah. There's a 3D one as well. So.
What do you love most about PhotoPlus?
I've been coming to, before, I've been working on PhotoPlus for 16 years, and before that, I came to one of the first PhotoPluses, one of the first that was in Columbus Circle. And I guess one of the big things that I love about it, which isn't anything that we've talked about, but the ability that photographers work all over, and this is a place that they come to and are able to network and to see each other. And so many people have come up to me and said it's like old home week, because they're freelancers, so they come here and they get to see each other and talk about new ideas and look at their work, or go to the portfolio reviews. It's just really, that's what I love the most about it. And we sat here at the entrance on the first day greeting people as they came in, and people that I haven't seen since last year. So it's a big show, but we're a small community, and that's what I love the most about it.
I could agree with that very easily, especially because I think everybody's accessible too. The photographers, the technical people, and when you talk about getting your portfolio reviewed, that is so important, because you don't know if you're doing a good job. Your friends could tell you, family could tell you, but you don't know until somebody actually takes a look at it, and then being able to say, okay, I could change these things going forward. I was talking about yesterday with one of the companies that prints out how important it is for us as BeTerrific. We look back at, we call it game tape. We look at ourselves like athletes, and we look back at everything and say, how could we have done this better? What could we have done better here, there, whatever. And when you print out a photograph, instead of looking at it on a screen, you can put it down and you can look at that as if it's your game tape. The audience doesn't know. The people who look at it, what you don't have, but you do. And you can realize, oh, I could have done this better and that better, and I think that that's so important. I love that you guys have also included the mobile filmmaking and photography phenomenon and emerging space, because I think it's so easy to say, oh, well, come on, let's exclude that. That's not real.
Right.
But it is real, the technology is real, and there's a lot of that here, which is great.
Yeah, well, think about it. People are taking images with their mobile devices more than they ever have been in the history of the world, right? So what a better way to nurture that. And they can come here and find out so much more of what they can do with those photos if they just take it up one more level from that mobile device. So we're totally embracing that community. We're including them, we're helping them grow, we're helping them develop their skill set. So it's a good place for us to be.
And the apps and the technology,
Exactly.
the DxO camera that works with your mobile device
Right.
takes that to the next level. And it's also, if you think about it, it really is the entree into being a better photographer, and it's something you always have. And we've heard professional photographers this week say, well, I have it on me at all times. So it has to be a good tool. I have to know how to use it, and I have to be able to make it
Right.
good enough or better so that I can take this beautiful shot. I only have this moment to get that
That's right.
don't have my gear with me. And so it's really also a spectacular area. I love that this show fosters innovation. There are so many young companies, I talk about this all week, like Cam Ranger is a company that showed up here a couple years ago and really exploded.
Right.
And that's an innovative young company. And there are plenty of others, including LoomQ, that come here, can show off a prototype or a product, and then do a Kickstarter, crowdfunding campaign, or maybe not even, but get some distribution, get excitement from the audience, get advice on how to make it better, and then come out with what should be version 2 as version 1, and really become a company and grow, and now they have a much bigger booth than they've had in the past, and they'll be around for years to come. I love that because that makes everybody a better photographer and gives us the tools.
Right, and the value behind that is that this show typically gets 50 to 60 new companies every year, so it gives photographers more of a reason to come to find those new and innovative products and services that makes them more valuable to their customers.
Well, sure, and that's a lot of times when they're startups, they don't have the marketing budget, so you're not going to find out about them in a magazine, you're not going to find out about them on television, you're not going to find out about them on the web. You're going to only find out about them here, and you can get hands-on, you can talk to the people, and that's really great.
Yep.
John, what's your favorite part of PhotoPlus?
The energy and the people. We work for Emerald Expositions. We do over 50 shows. This show is it's always packed with people networking, having fun, discovering new products. As Lauren was talking about, the camaraderie amongst photographers who haven't seen each other in a year or a couple of years. It's just, we make it fun. There's a lot of events and parties that take place at night surrounding the event. So it's Photo Week in New York, basically. So it's just a fun, great environment with a lot of energy.
Well, you guys do a great job. All around, you see the vision, and I think when we started the segment, I thanked you, and I really do appreciate you seeing the vision with us,
Yep.
but I think that just talks to you guys seeing the vision across the board and saying, hey, how do we reach more people? How do we get the messages out to more people? How do we grow this and continue to grow it? I've, in the last 4 or 5 years, thought that this show has expanded tremendously, grown tremendously, and it's been so positive and so great how this show has grown, and I'm excited as it continues to grow. I can't wait till next year. So thank you guys so much for
Great, no, thank you.
so
Thanks for
much.
having us.
Thank you for your time, and thank you for seeing the vision. You guys have been amazing. We
Thank
love
you.
Emerald, and we love you guys as well. We love PhotoPlus Expo.
Thank you.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with a whole lot more of your live official continuing coverage of PhotoPlus Expo 2015 here at the Jacob K. Javits Center in New York City on BeTerrific. You're also watching on PhotoPlusExpo.com and many of our other syndication partners. You are the Terrifics. You make BeTerrific special. Thank you. We'll be back right after this. Don't go anywhere. You're not going to want to miss a single moment.